Hi, welcome to this demo of Spectrum Protect Plus support for MongoDB. In this 10.1.3 Spectrum Protect Plus demo, I'm going to show you the permissions needed inside of MongoDB. Then we'll show how to set up the backups inside of Spectrum Protect Plus. We'll do a backup, and then we'll do a restore, and then we'll clean up after the restore. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and connect to the Mongo database. The first thing you'll notice is the levels that we support. In Spectrum Protect 10.1.3, we support MongoDB 3.6 and above, as well as 4.0. You'll notice here for this particular user, whose name is Mongo, we're looking at the database. In this case, it's the admin database. And the minimum security privileges you have to set is going to be the cluster admin and the role of host manager for that admin database. If you only set cluster monitor, then you wouldn't be able to restore any replicas. Now, neither of these would give the user the ability to do reads and writes against this, but it will allow them to do backups and restores. Also notice that the mechanism is set to scram SHA-1 and scram SHA-256. We support both scram authentication as well as MongoDB challenge and response. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Spectrum Protect Plus. Once you log into Spectrum Protect Plus, the first thing we're going to need to do is register a MongoDB user, and we're going to register the user that we just looked at. That was the user Mongo. We'll go into Dashboard, Accounts, Identity, and then you'll see the current identities we have out there, and we're going to add an identity. Now, the name of this can be whatever you want it to be, so we'll just call it MongoDB Backup and Restore user. The username is what we just looked at in MongoDB, and in that case, we called it Mongo. And the password was the password for that MongoDB admin. Now, it is not checking at this point for password validity or validity of the admin. We'll do that when we actually connect in with the databases. Go ahead and click Save, and then click OK to the message that the identity was successfully created. And now if you scroll down through the identities, you'll see the new MongoDB Backup and Restore user that we just created. Next, we need to register the application server that the MongoDB runs on. So we're going to go to Dashboard, Manage Protection, Applications, MongoDB, Backup. Currently, no databases show up for MongoDB, so we need to add in a Manage Application Server. So we'll go ahead and click on Manage Application Servers. You can see the application servers we currently have registered, but we want to add our new one in. So go ahead and click Add. And now we're going to give it the host name of the application server where MongoDB is running on. And this should be a DNS name. You will need the user ID and password for this server. This is not for the database. This is for the server that the databases are running on. And that admin must have permissions to run sudo commands without passwords. This Linux user's name, Mongo, is just by coincidence the same as the database user's name, but they are separate IDs. Okay, next we're going to click on Get Instances. So now Spectrum Protect Plus is logging on to that Linux server, and it's deploying the Spectrum Protect Plus MongoDB software, and is querying for Mongo database instances that are hosted on that particular server. At this point, Spectrum Protect Plus just sees the MongoDB executables, and it doesn't know if it's a replicate set or just a single instance, because we've not yet authenticated to the different Mongo databases. Notice that each of the MongoDBs has its own port as part of the connection string. Okay, the next thing we need to do is set up authentication for the individual databases. The same MongoDB admin might have been set up for all of these MongoDB instances, or it might be a specific admin for each Mongo database. Go ahead and do set credentials. We're going to use an existing user. This is the user we defined about a minute ago, called MongoDB Backup and Restore user. We'll go ahead and select that and click Save. You'll now notice an X next to that instance name. That means that we have set the credentials for that particular MongoDB executable. So we'll go ahead and do that for the other instances here on this particular server. Now, one thing to note, if you are not running with authentication on, then you would not have to set any credentials for that particular instance. Okay, let's go ahead and click Save. Go ahead and click OK to the message the provider was successfully registered. This has kicked off a full discovery process where we're now going out to the individual MongoDB executables, doing things like validating the credentials, figuring out if they're part of a replica set, seeing if they're eligible for backup, finding out what their configuration is, and finding out the version of the MongoDB. Here we have a replica set. This is actually composed of 3 of the executables we saw on the previous page. And you'll note that we have appended to the end of the connection ID the replica set ID, which in this case was my replica set. And the replica set has one primary, and then the others are considered secondaries, and you can have up to 50 of them. And there's possibly also hidden secondaries. And so when Spectrum Protect Plus does its backups, it will automatically give preference to using the hidden secondary. If there's not a hidden secondary, then it'll utilize one of the secondaries to do the backups from, so that we're not impacting the primary. Let's go ahead and back up one of these instances. We'll click on the instance name. We'll choose to select options. You can choose how many parallel streams you want. The more streams, the more I/O, but the faster the backup will be finished. We'll go ahead and use one and select a SLA policy to use for this backup. You can use any of the SLA policies. We previously created one for Mango that runs every day at 12 o'clock and keeps for 15 days. You could also do offloads if you wanted to Spectrum Protect or Cloud. Click Action Start to do an on-demand backup. This will do a backup of all the databases for that server instance. You'll see that SLA is now running. And if we expand it, we can get more details about the job. You can, for instance, see the discovering of the applications, the mounting of the different volumes, and discovering of the disks. This error right here shows us that one of the particular databases didn't have proper credentials, and so we couldn't back it up. Here you can see we've successfully retrieved the members of the replica set, and we're running the backup for that Mongo agent for all the databases. We're showing where the backup is going on the local Spectrum Protect Plus vSnap as outlined by the SLA. This is the first time we backed up this database, so it will be seen as the base backup. Any other backups in the future will be incrementals. Here we can see we are using one parallel stream as we set in the options. Okay, and finally we can see we finished the backup of the MongoDB server successfully. Next, let's go ahead and do a restore. We'll click on the dashboard screen. We'll go into MongoDB, and this time we'll choose to do a restore. You can see our instance here that we did back up. Currently, we only have one point in time because we've only done one backup of this. If you had more point in times, you'd be able to choose which point in time you wanted to restore. And as you notice, we currently only restore all the associated databases with that MongoDB instance. Okay, we'll go ahead and add it to the restore list. Now we can choose the different options for restore. A couple things to notice. If you restore in test mode, then we will restore and start the individual and replica sets. Whereas if you restore in production, then we will only restart the individual databases. We will not restart replica sets. And this is because if you did restart a production replica set, we would immediately attach to the existing replica sets that might still be out there and overwrite what we just restored. If you were doing a production restore, you could choose to restore to the original location or restore to an alternate location, and you can actually enter that path if you so choose. In our case, we're just going to go ahead and do a test restore. So let's click test. Go ahead and click restore. You'll be asked to verify that you do want to run it. Click yes, and then go ahead and click OK. You'll now see that we have a restore running. If we expand that job session, we can see some of the information about this restore. You will need to collect the new connect information that has the IP address and port for the restore database from this job sessions log, and we'll use that information to connect directly from the Linux machine into the test restore. We can then go ahead and switch over to the Linux server, and we can connect to the Mongo database instance that was just restored in test form using the IP address and port that we obtained from the Spectrum Protect Plus restore log. We'll go ahead and switch over to the admin database, and then we can issue the database authority for the Mongo user. That was the same user that we originally showed you in the very beginning of this video. And then we just can issue some commands to show you that we are connected to that database. You can see that we've actually connected back to that test database. So we're going to go ahead and exit, and we'll go back to Spectrum Protect Plus. And since we've proved that we can do the backup and the restore, under active resources, we can see the resource we used for this temporary restore. Click on actions and then cancel restore, and that will dismount and get rid of those mount points. So in summary, with Spectrum Protect Plus version 10.1.3, we now support the incremental backup of Mongo databases. You can also do restores using our normal restore options and including the new ability to offload those to cheaper storage on Spectrum Protect or the cloud. Thank you very much.